with Bernadette. We have got so much to get through today because we're nearing the end of Married at First Sight. Strange things are happening. Paul is just giving us more than we ever expected. He came across looking like he was going to be, handsome, suave, French guy that was just too good to be true. But he's turning out to be just your average player, really, which is unfortunate for Carina. So we open up today with the news that Paul is in fact now dating his backup match, Hannah, which is could be a shock to some of you. It could be I told you so to some others. He came to Carina that day just blurting out everything like like he didn't know which excuse to come up with next. And for me that just like when if a guy's really trying to do that, it's like he's trying to cover up for something he hasn't even done yet, but he intends to do. So for me, that was just a massive red flag. So, and Carina was smart to just go pack his shit and go, better to do it now than to do it later. So I'm kind of hoping that we don't see in the next few episodes that she gives him a second chance, or I don't think she will, but you never know. Anyway, so we hear the news this morning that that's in fact what happened. He's back with Hannah, but okay, so there's been rumours, right, that he was spotted walking down St. George's Terrace with this, Barbie-esque looking blonde girl. And when he was actually confronted, he said, no, that's just a friend from Sydney. She works in corporate, blah, blah, blah. And then upon more research, it is found that Hannah does indeed work in corporate and she is from Sydney. So everything is pointing and adding up to them possibly being together. Yeah, but she seemed like a girl who had her head screwed on, so I don't know why she'd be giving him a second chance or a chance. And that would explain why Paul didn't try very hard to get back with Carina that weekend. So they had the dinner party last night, which was, I'm assuming, like sort of on a Monday night for them, because she said he didn't even try and call me over the weekend. And then Paul comes in and says, oh, well, that's because you ghosted me. And she's just like, I can't believe you used the word ghosted when that is in fact what you did to me when we started dating. And straight from the beginning, when I knew, and I'm sure my podcasts are going to prove that in previous episodes, I knew when he'd ghosted her from the past, it would have just been because he found something better or more interesting or more shiny or whatever it is, because with that personality type that he's got, that's just the way it's going to be for Paul throughout his life. So very interesting. So and he kept saying, to Carina, he was just curious. He was just curious to see his match. And I think if you're really happy where you are and you're happy with what you've got, you won't be curious to see the other side because grass is never greener on the other side. So, and he told her, I'm a loyal person. So we don't know how much we believe that. I did love it, though, when Hannah said to him, well, what are you doing here then? Like, that was very ballsy, very gutsy of her to say that straight down the line. And it was also showing what sort of person she is. This is why I'm very shocked. I'm not shocked from Paul's side that he's seeing her, but I'm shocked from her side that she's seeing him from Hannah's side. So that's strange. Yes. And anyway, it would have been nice. To think maybe he was authentically regretful for his actions, but I don't think so. And I think she dodged a bullet with the hitting the wall and everything like that was all too much. Now, still on the topic of Carina, I just want to say there have been headlines of her now that she's out of the show. Apparently at the beginning of the year, she went in and got some surgery to the value of $35,000. So she's had a major transformation since filming Wrapped. So she's had a breast lift augmentation with Sydney-based Dr. Korosh Tavakoli earlier this year. And she went from a B cup to a D cup with a fat transfer. Now, this is something new I haven't really heard of. So, and it's a choice some women make instead of implants. I have not heard of it personally, but it sounds a lot healthier, or a lot safer, I should say, than the normal implants. But yeah, so she showed off the results of her now complete transformation while arriving at the mini cast reunion of her the mini cast reunion in Sydney, I should say, on Thursday evening. And she was joined by co-stars Ryan, Elliot, and Adrian. And of course, we've all seen that TikTok that Ryan did when you see a friend. She's had some improvements done, and he's looking at the sky because he doesn't want to look at her chest. So, I must say there's one thing about Elliot. His social media and his TikToks are actually quite funny. Shame he's a bit of a douchebag. But anyway, so we're going to move to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills now. I believe the new season is starting on April 1st. But in light of that, Garcelle has announced her departure from the show. She's done 5 seasons, and she broke the news on her Instagram via video. She was like, "Hey guys, so I have some news. I've decided to leave Beverly Hills. It's been a wild ride. She said, I mean, some amazing things have happened and some hard things have also happened, but it's been a ride nevertheless. One of the reasons why I'm leaving is my family, my boys. Their last year of high school is next year, and I want to be part of that. And Jade is starting a new career, and I want to be part of that too. Secondly, I have most exciting projects that I'm developing, producing, and acting in. I can't tell you anything right now, but you'll know soon." Now, the funny thing is that most women from Beverly Hills actually get cut from the show. If their storylines aren't good enough, then they're out the door. And Garcelle, I think, is like the first one, possibly one of the first to actually leave willingly. So, yes, she goes on to thank Andy Cohen, and he said that she can come back anytime. The door will always be open. And that's not usually the case for a lot of them as well. So she said, I might pop back in sometime. And to the fans, I want to say thank you so much. You guys have cheered me on and supported me. Whoops-a-daisy. Yeah, so that's very interesting. And so in 2020, she became the first Black cast member to join the show, which is good. And yeah, she leveraged her time on there to make a deal with Lifetime Television for movies. She's both starred in and produced. So you can imagine that her greater projects will be, yeah, she's pivoting while she's got the chance to pivot, which is a great idea. Yeah, so, and if you ask me, a lot of the drama, when you weigh it up on Beverly Hills and all those sorts of shows, a lot of the drama is actually just, it's too much, and it ruins your life. It ruins your friendships. And yeah, so I think, because what they do is, if they do find a good potential storyline, they want to tend to get in there, bring all the cobwebs out and bring everything out and make you face all your demons from the past, or the, demons you're trying to hide from. And yeah, so is the price worth it, to go into these shows? I'm not sure. I always thought, 10, 20 years ago, if they asked me, I would love to do it. Now, I don't think I would, to be honest. I actually don't think I would. because is it worth, as you get older, your friend circle gets better, gets smaller, it gets more intimate. It's just a really great place to be. And would you want to ruin all that? I'm not quite sure. And then on the flip side, it does provide you a great platform to elevate your business, making money, setting yourself up for the rest of your life, and all that sort of stuff. If there was a way to do it without sacrificing all the bad things that would come your way as well, that would be ideal. That would be ideal. Anyway, this is a short podcast today. Thought I would just mix up a few different things that I heard that just happened literally in the last 48 hours. And stay tuned, and I'll be back again next week. See you later.